The night stretched before me like a vast canvas painted in shades of ebony. Behind the wheel of my car, I navigated the desolate highway, the only companion being the rhythmic hum of the engine. The darkness outside seemed to swallow the world whole, enveloping everything in its inky embrace. As I drove, the monotony of the road began to weigh heavily upon me. The headlights cast eerie shadows that danced along the edges of my vision, playing tricks on my tired mind. My eyelids grew heavy, and I fought to keep them open, fearing the consequences of succumbing to sleep. But then, in the distance, I saw it, a flicker of light, like a beacon in the darkness. Hope surged within me as I realized it must be a rest stop, a sanctuary where I could pause and rejuvenate. I steered towards the light, my heart pounding with anticipation. As I drew closer, however, a sense of unease crept over me. The rest stop appeared deserted, devoid of any signs of life. The flickering light that had guided me now seemed feeble, barely illuminating the surrounding darkness. Ignoring the chill that ran down my spine, I pulled into the parking lot and parked my car. Stepping out into the night, I shivered as a cold wind whispered through the air, carrying with it a sense of foreboding. I approached the dimly lit building, the sound of my footsteps echoing eerily in the silence. Pushing open the creaking door, I entered the rest stop, expecting to find solace within its walls. Instead, I was greeted by a scene straight out of a nightmare. The interior was dilapidated, the air thick with dust and decay. Broken furniture littered the floor, and the walls were adorned with graffiti that seemed to writhe and twist in the dim light. A sense of dread washed over me as I realized I was not alone. Figures lurked in the shadows, their eyes gleaming with malice as they watched my every move. Panic clawed at my chest as I turned to flee, but a voice cut through the darkness, freezing me in place. "Leaving so soon?" it whispered, sending shivers down my spine. I turned to face the source of the voice, my heart pounding in my ears. Before me stood a figure cloaked in darkness, their features obscured by the veil of night. "Who are you?" I managed to stammer, my voice trembling with fear. The figure stepped forward, their movements slow and deliberate. As they drew closer, I could see a glint of madness in their eyes, a hunger that sent a chill down my spine. "We are the lost souls of the night," they murmured, their voice echoing in the empty space, "trapped in this forsaken place for all eternity." I stumbled backwards, my mind reeling with disbelief. This couldn't be happening. It had to be a dream, a nightmare from which I would soon awaken. But then the figure reached out towards me, their hand outstretched like a claw. With a cry of terror, I turned and fled, racing back to my car with a speed born of pure instinct. I tore out of the parking lot, the sound of my heart pounding in my ears. Behind me I could hear the echoes of laughter, the mocking taunts of the lost souls I had encountered. And as I drove into the night, I knew that I would never forget the horrors I had witnessed, nor the chilling realization that some roads are best left untraveled, especially when darkness falls and the world becomes a nightmare realm of its own.